Alright, this is the first video on this channel. I'm about to rant really, really hard. Because, as you can see, this is negativity, whatever the title says, it's bad. It's my opinion of the KONY 2012 poll situation. I think it's stupid. Watch the video. I watched a while, like when it first came out. I can't remember when it first came out. Point is, I shouldn't make a video because I just was lazy, I guess. Okay, the point. First point I want to make is the video says KONY is the most wanted person in the world, according to the International Criminal Court in the Netherlands. KONY was just the first person that was charged by the ICC in 2005. The most wanted person in the world right now is Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Loera, who is the leader of the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Second point, when they first went to Congress in the White House and they talked to the congressmen, House representatives, and all those people, when Invisible Children did that, the House said no. The House isn't going to just say yes because you come back later with more people. Just because more people have an opinion that's different than yours, you're not going to change your opinion. They said yes this time because they said it in 2012. 2012 is voting season. If they said no to saving children, they'd lose support. Their levels of support would drastically fall. They just timed it perfectly, which is genius, I'll admit. But it's just scammy, I guess if that's a word. Third point, 31% only goes to the children in Uganda, which should really be 0%, but that's a different point. But they're just a charity that doesn't really do what it says. That's my point on that one. Other thing is, we're sending support to Uganda to help find KONY in Uganda. KONY isn't in Uganda. KONY is in Congo. You know how I know that? Because KONY fled 8,000 miles away, apparently. And Uganda doesn't have like an 8,000 mile radius anywhere. Well, it's the only place he could be because Sudan and Southern Sudan, okay, the places he operates were Sudan, Southern Sudan, Congo, the Republic of Congo, and Uganda. Fled from Uganda. Sudan, the two Sudans, stopped supporting him a while back. He's in Congo. Another point is, we're going to send troops to Uganda, which, okay, first let me explain. The most important thing to the United States should be the security of the United States. Number one, at all times. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. We're going to send troops, any number of troops, I don't care if it's just 100, to Uganda, which poses no threat at all to the U.S. But we won't keep any number of troops in Iraq. I know people are going to disagree with keeping troops in Iraq, even though I think it's a good idea. Because if you think about it, Iran hates us. Just imagine this is Iran. Iraq's right here. We're out of Iraq. Iraq has nuclear power. Iran, go in. Get nuclear power. Bomb! That's a threat to us. No troops there. Said let's send them to Uganda. There's a reason for that. It's not because we want to help Uganda. There's a bunch of oil in Uganda, which I don't understand why which is stupid in itself, because I guess that's just an excuse that we have to go over there, because if we could just go to Nigeria, it's like 20 times as much oil as Uganda, even though Uganda does have a lot of oil. But for this country, we have an excuse. Quote. Well, you know what I mean. Another thing is just the people that are responding to this video positively. They don't actually do real research. There's this thing called a book or Google, not just YouTube. You watched one video and you think you know the whole thing. And a lot of people are starting their videos. I bet you don't know who that is. You elitist retards. I've also commented a bunch of times on different videos saying that you're an idiot if you responded positively to that video. I really... How do I explain this? I don't understand why people are supporting a cause. Well, I understand it's just because they watched one video. But if they really did research, they'd know KONY hasn't abducted a single child since 2006. You're stopping a problem that doesn't exist anymore. Instead of actually doing something that's beneficial to Africa, which would be feeding the starving children. That's actually a problem. Oh yeah, and back to the oil thing. When the Congress said, the White House said first, when Invisible Children first visited the White House, that they would only, the United States would only help if it had to do with the United States national security or the financial interests of the United States. The financial interest of the United States. There's a lot of resources in Uganda. What are those resources? Oil. What do we do with oil? We use it for gasoline. What do people use to travel by car? Gasoline. Where do people travel everywhere in? Cars. Congress never changed their opinion in reality. This is just free-flowing thinking. Also, Invisible Children said that they want to return the children to their homes. Their homes don't exist anymore. If they're actually part of the army. Which they aren't, because KONY's not there anymore. The LRA, the children of the LRA, don't exist. Because there is no KONY in Uganda. I don't understand it. Stand it. I just... If someone could explain to me why people are so stupid, that would be greatly appreciated. Because, apparently, because you know one thing, because you watched one video, you're an expert now? The way to be an expert is, if you've read 5 books, I want to know this, if you've read 5 books on any topic, you're a world-leading authority, or an expert in that field. 30-minute video does not make you an expert. You didn't spend enough time to be an expert. I'm not an expert, but I did some research, and I didn't just watch the video. I did more. Last point, we're not even gonna, they didn't even mention the Ugandan president, who, KONY has been in power for about a quarter of a century. The Ugandan president has been in power for about a quarter of a century. Well, let's not question him, because he's obviously safe. He's not going to be held responsible for his own country. God, I hate KONY 2012.